Hey freaks, how's it hanging? Today we're listening to an album that has been way overdue for me. I've been sitting on this for so many weeks. It's been like 2. Today we're listening to Mayhem by Lady Gaga. I was a huge fan of Chromatica, and I've been looking forward to another album like this since then. And ever since Abracadabra came out, I have been so impatient. This was everything I was hoping for. If you're new to the channel, welcome. This is my first Lady Gaga album, the first I'm reacting to for YouTube at least. I've been a fan of Gaga since I was a kid. But after this video, if you're interested in my other music reactions, I'll be linking some playlists in the description and would not be against listening to some other Gaga albums. Just putting that out there. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to see next. And if you're not new around here, welcome back. So good to see you. Let's hop into Mayhem by Lady Gaga. We're looking at 14 tracks coming in at just under an hour. And I'm going into this almost entirely blind with just a couple exceptions. Starting with track 1 called Disease. I have heard this, but only in parts because this song is in Fortnite. And as I've been playing Fortnite recently, I've been hearing it in the Fortnite cars on the radio. So I haven't heard it in full. Also, if you're interested in watching me play Fortnite, I'll link some videos in the description.
To cry, I heard you begging for life. Screaming for me, baby, like you're gonna die. Poison on the inside, I could be an antidote tonight. Screaming for me, baby, like you're gonna die. Poison on the inside, I could be an antidote tonight.
Okay. Oh my god. So as I mentioned before, Chromatica has got to be like one of my favorite albums by Gaga ever. But what I love about that album is the overproduction. I love when pop music is so overproduced. Give me as many instruments as you can stack into a song. Give me the loudest bass. Give me the craziest effects that you can put over voice and instrument. I'm into it. And Chromatica is a great example of that. Almost every song on that album is, in my opinion, perfectly produced for pop. So what I was hoping for from Mayhem was that same energy. And when we first started getting the promo for Mayhem, that was my first thought, was that this is going to be a loud, bassy, messy in a good way kind of sound. And so far, I think that's what we're going to be getting. The amount of effects that are being put on both the instrumentation and her vocals, I really hope we keep getting through the rest of the album. I also love so much when Lady Gaga speaks in her songs. There are a couple lines in here where she's speaking over the lines that are also being sung. And it sounds so good. There's an itch in my brain and she's scratching it. So the production, the vocals, all the effects, everything are like 10 out of 10 so far. We're only 1 minute into the first track. Let's get into this chorus. The energy in this so far, and from what I've heard, I think is this really artistic blend of what people would consider old Gaga and current Gaga. Current Gaga, I think, brings this expertise and experience that is her own. I think you hear a current Gaga song and you can tell the kind of blanket that she puts over any work that she releases now that I think is authentically her, compared to old Gaga that I think on some level people look at as pretty manufactured, you know, like in the pop industry, that is still her artistry, but has this, like, maybe it's just a sign of the times, but has this sound about it that it's pretty like put the pop puzzle pieces together and there's your song. That the sound of this music is that like old Gaga pop sound with that current Gaga filter on it that just brings out this beautiful outcome of something that sounds like I could have listened to it in 2009 in my mom's car on the radio, but also knowing it's coming from the creative genius of Mother herself in this current time after her experience in the pop industry for as long as she's been killing it.
I know your secrets, I can kill you.
Disease does something that I love in pop music, and that is like the big final chorus, putting all the layers together, adding the vocal ad-libs on top of it, like pulling all the best parts of the song and throwing it on the end of it. I love when songs do that, and Disease did that wonderfully, taking us to track 2, Abracadabra. The way she says, feel the beat under your feet, the floor's on fire. I want that to play in my head on a loop constantly the rest of my life. Feel the beat under your feet, the floor's on fire. That part, I feel like I'm breaking down already. Also, there's this sound in there that's kind of like this building, like bouncy sound. It's such an addictive sound. Like once you hear it, you will never unhear it. And it like adds so much to the instrumentation. Right. Abracadabra does the same thing at the end of the song, and just like this big ass chorus at the end. It really is like the conclusion paragraph to an essay. Look at everything I just talked about and look at it again, but like focused. What the fuck am I talking about? Ending Abracadabra takes us into track 3, Garden of Eden. Shut the fuck up. I want to go on like a walk with this song in my ears.
Go get your friends and meet me on the floor. You're out of candy, I can get you more. You start to slurring and I start to squeal. I'm falling over in my 9-inch heels. Come on. Come on and hit me, come on. DJ, come on. Come on and hit me, come on. I could be your girlfriend for the weekend. You could be my boyfriend for the night. I've been feeling this familiar feeling like I've known you my whole life. Take it to the garden of Eden, poison apple, take a bite. I'll take you to the garden of Eden. I'll take you to the garden of Eden.
Right, okay. So Lady Gaga, the CEO of pop music, is defending the throne. The keeper of pop, the owner of pop, the inventor of pop. It is Lady Gaga, and we need to address that.
I could be your girlfriend for the weekend. You could be my boyfriend for the night.
It's just fun. It's just so much fun. The like bratty, cunty verses and that like speak singing, love by the way, into this just classic pop chorus, but in such a new, refreshing way. I don't know if it's the way that she's singing or the melody or what it is. It's something so familiar yet something so new. Again, back to this like perfect blend of old Gaga and new Gaga, taking the elements of what we all know and love about her pop music, but adding in these new pieces that make it so in a league of its own. We're 3 songs in and I'm already like starting to become speechless. Me after running my mouth for a minute. Shut up. Right, correct. No, Garden of Eden is great. Garden of Eden, I would call like current pop perfection. I think that as music evolves and as trends evolve, pop perfection tends to evolve as well. That there are some pop trends that just aren't in style anymore. Like I remember this era of like 2013 and maybe 2015, 2016, where pop perfection involved some EDM influence with a build up and a drop, and that's what made the perfect pop song. But that's just not really what the pop audience is into anymore. Her vocal performance and the instrumentation through the verses of Garden of Eden is so 2024, 2025, like pop era style. Did I say that right? I feel like I'm glitching, dude. And that chorus is really where I hear that old Gaga influence, but we see it through the lens of current Gaga, and in my opinion creates that pop perfection, that perfect pop song. Also, that ending was so fun. We're 3 for 3 so far. All of these are hits. Any of these could get radio play. That's taking us to track 4, Perfect Celebrity. I think I'm gonna pull up the lyrics for this one because I have a feeling that's where this song is gonna shine. It sounds kind of scary, maybe a little sad. Like those, so far, she has these like vocal ad-libs of her breathing or yelling or like some form of vocal expression that isn't necessarily talking and isn't necessarily singing, which I think is adding to this whole Mayhem experience. And I think that was such a good call on her end to use those as ad-libs. These, however, feel very different. Like haunting in a way that she almost sounds like she's in pain, which maybe I'm already reading into the title of the song without having even heard it yet, but I think might have to do with the narrative.
I'm made of plastic like a human doll. You push and pull me, I don't hurt at all. I talk in circles cause my brain it aches. You say I love you, I disintegrate. I become a notorious being. Find my crown, she's asleep on the ceiling now. Can't get me down. You love to hate me. I'm the perfect celebrity. Rip off my face on this photograph. You make me money, I'll make you laugh. Show me you're pretty, I'll show you mine. You love to hate me. I'm the perfect celebrity.
Oh. I was not expecting this whatsoever. You know, I should have seen it coming though. When I saw the promo for Mayhem and like all the advertising, I thought it was gonna get like grungy and messy, a little bit on the alternative side, but I didn't think she was gonna bring like alternative punky rocky aspects in any of these songs. But when I saw the Mayhem title and the style that it was, that is very like rock influenced, alternative influenced, so really should have seen it coming. But upon first listen, she's kind of fucking killing it.
Choke on the fame and hope it gets you high. Sit in the front row, watch the princess die.
Okay, super quick. I did pull up the lyrics, and so far I'm glad that I did because I think that the writing and the instrumentation is carrying this song. The melodies and vocal performance on the verses, they're very unique and very interesting to listen to, but I feel like I tune out a little bit during the verses and tune right back in when that chorus hits. However, in these lyrics, the writing that I'm talking about, choke on the fame and hope it gets you high, sit in the front row, watch the princess die, piqued my interest because The Fame is an album of Gaga's, arguably one of her most famous albums, I would say. Hit after hit after hit, people still talk about songs that are on that album to this day. Considering it's years old, seeing The Fame in lyric like that, right before the line, sit in the front row, watch the princess die, it's just an interesting couple of lines there that I think could mean a lot of things. Choke on the fame and hope it gets you high. This narrative about perfect celebrity and what it means to be celebrity. Hoping the fame gets you high. Choking on it meaning chasing this dream or chasing this experience for it to hurt you in return. And then from an audience perspective, sit in the front row, watch the princess die, I think could mean having so many eyes on you, and so many of those eyes trying to see as much of you as possible and experience as much of you as possible. At the same time, watching the princess die, watching a career fall, or watching someone's soul fall as they're becoming celebrity. Just that little section, there's so much narrative in there. And it just goes to show how good of a writer Lady Gaga is and what kind of stories she has to tell that I can't wait to keep hearing the rest of this album.
You love to hate me. I'm the
Damn, that bridge was good. I would love to sit down. I'd love to sit down with Gaga herself, and I want her to line by line just tell me everything she wants to say. Anything you want to tell me, I'm sat. Wow, what a good song. Again, I think the verses and I need to spend some more time together. But damn, that chorus and that bridge, everything about that, so good. I can't tell if I want more of the sound on the album or if I like that this song is kind of like the song that has that sound that I think enhances Perfect Celebrity as a song. We will find out as we continue. We're going into track 5, Vanish Into You.
Saw your face and mine in a picture by our bedside. It was cold in the summertime. High on a hill, you call till. Do you see me? Do you see me now? Saw your face and mine in a picture by our bedside. Vanish into you.
Okay, this one has a similar structure to like the classic pop song build. It does, however, it sounds like it has like this disco kind of influence, and just on personal opinion, disco and I, we don't get along. Call me anti-fun, but there's something about that sound that just doesn't land at all for me. It wasn't until we got into the chorus where it kind of brought some of those classic pop sounds back into it that I kind of tuned back in, but so far, I'm just here for the ride with Vanish Into You. We'll see where it goes. I think I do hear a bit of a narrative floating through the song, but I'm interested to see where it goes.
I vanish into you. Saw your face and mine in a picture by my bedside. It was cold in the summertime. We were happy just to be alive. Can I vanish into you? When I die, can I vanish into you?
That ended perfectly. That was so good. So all in all, I would say Vanish Into You is probably my least favorite so far. It doesn't mean it's bad whatsoever. I would re-listen to this song. It is fun, especially that bridge into the end I think is perfect. When it kind of brought everything back and just had her singing over the piano, that was beautiful. I needed that. And then that build from that piano up back into the chorus, I think altered my perception on the chorus. I think it might have just had to do with what was leading up to that at the first verse when it had that like disco-y kind of retro pop influence or retro pop vibe, and that leading into a pretty like standard pop chorus. It felt too closely linked with that sound that I just don't love. But then going from introducing the chorus with that piano into the build right at the end of the bridge, and that being what connects to the chorus, changed the way that I heard it, and in turn made me enjoy it more. So I would love to revisit this song, but as of right now, it is sitting at the bottom of my list, just compared to the 4 tracks of absolute gold that came before it. Taking us into track 6, called Killah.
Killah.
I said that.
Standing on the corner, smoke.
Okay, you guys are gonna fucking kill me. The guitar in the beginning of this, kind of like that high-pitched, like electric guitar sound, reminded me of, what is that song called? I think it's called Love Me by the 1975. Hold on.
Standing on the corner, smoking that gas, and the boys all pass me by.
think so far that pre-chorus is the best part of the song.
Gonna make you scream, that's a matter of fact, I'll be a fantasy. I'm a killer.
And I think that may be all I like about this song. It is a completely different vibe than the first 5 tracks, which doesn't make it a bad thing. It is not only allowed, but encouraged to have multiple vibes in the same album. I do think making sure those vibes are congruent with each other is important. And I don't think this is completely off base from what we've heard so far. It is just different. And I do think that there's a lot to like about this song. And I think that a lot of other listeners are going to find those things that they like about this song, but for me, just didn't land, and that's okay. That takes us into track 7, which is the last track on the first half of this album, called Zombieboy.
We about to be up all night, waking up a zombie. So
This is Hollaback Girl.
few times I've been around that track, so it's not just gonna happen like
That has to be the influence. If it's not, we're all delusional, right?
this my shit. All the girls stomp your feet like this. We about to be up all night, waking up a zombie. So put your paws all over me. You zombie boy, you zombie boy. This my shit, this my shit. We about to be up all night, waking up a zombie. So put your paws all over me. You zombie boy, you zombie boy.
Okay, 2 things. 1, a lot of people do that like kind of cheerleader style vocalization instrumentation in their music. It's not just Gwen Stefani and Lady Gaga. Like, this is something that a lot of people do. That was just the first thing that I heard. Not saying she's stealing or even sampling. I think a lot of people use that kind of sound.
Okay, ladies, let's huddle up in 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. HOTT, GO, and whoop, we're hot to go. Whoop, we're hot to go. Oh, you're so fine, you blow my mind. Hey, 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 yeah, I know that you like me. No way, no, it's not a secret. Hey, yeah, I want to be your girlfriend. We're good for you, like happy and healthy. Not me, if you ever care to ask. Good for you, you're doing great up there without me, baby. Like a damn sociopath. This sick beats. My ex-man brought his new girlfriend. She's like,
Second thing, this sounds like another song with disco influence. So I'm gonna say this now. If I don't like this song, it doesn't mean it's bad. It means that I don't like disco. That's me. But let's give her a fair shot.
yeah, you're an animal, and it just can't be this way. Oh, I can't see straight and my hands are tied. I could be a type from your zombie bite. No, I can't see straight, but the feeling's right. I could be a type from your zombie bite. I don't want you to stay, but I can't watch you walk away. I think about you in my dreams. You're better off a fantasy. Goodbye, I'll see you in my dreams. I can't see straight and my hands are tied.
That bridge, I'm a big fan of. That sounded really good. The rest of it, again, it's just not for me. You know, traditionally in a pop album, the first half is kind of the radio friendly half. Big pop intros, get your attention, kind of like prepping you for the rest of the album. And I think she's done an amazing job with that. Those first 4 tracks are just like unmatched. They're so good. The last 3 tracks, while they might not have landed with me, I can see so much to love about them for other listeners. So far, Gaga's killing it, and I'm so excited for the second half of this album, starting with track 8, called LoveDrug, which, mind you, has the same structure as Love Game from the Fame that she kind of mentioned earlier, where there's no space between the words and the second word is capitalized. So let's see if there is the Fame influence on LoveDrug.
River in my eyes, I've got a poem in my throat. I hear the music and it takes me by surprise. Pictures in my faster than they go. Another round open, this one will make me blind. I know this time I won't escape these thoughts in my head. I need you tonight, but I'm gonna fight the feeling instead. I don't wanna feel, I don't wanna cry, so I'm gonna dance until I feel alright. I just need a dose of the right stuff. I just need a hit of your love drug. I don't wanna feel, I don't wanna cry, so I'm gonna dance until I feel alright. I just need a dose of the right stuff. I just need a hit of your love drug. Your love drug. Thought we
Wow, I love this song so far. And I don't know if I'm like tricking my brain into hearing old pop in this song, but it's really what it's giving. There are different instruments and different sounds that is being brought into the production that I'm thinking like, this sounds like this old pop song and this sounds like this old pop song. It is giving like classic pop, and maybe it may not be giving specifically the fame, but this feels like a love letter to pop music. I kind of joked about it earlier, but like Lady Gaga has been at like the top of the pop game, has constantly been considered one of the main pop women, and I think one of the pioneers in the current pop sound and a trailblazer for pop trends across the board. And I think this song pays tribute to not only the eras of her pop career, but all these little facets of pop music that she has lived through. So it's a really, really fun sound to have all these layers, all these different things that are very reminiscent of what I would say is what pop music has sounded like over the course of maybe her career. This is a very, very fun listen. I love this song.
I need you tonight, but I'm gonna fight the feeling instead. I don't wanna feel, I don't wanna cry, so I just need a hit of your
That song could have got on for 3 more minutes and I would have been addicted to all of it. That is my singular only critique on this song, is that it felt like that very last bit at the end that is supposed to serve as the ending of the song sounded like it could have been the bridge, and that to strip it all away and then build it right back up into that big last pop chorus I think could have been like, oh my god. But that criticism is only coming from the fact that I adore this song and I want more of it. That's it. I think it might be top 3 so far, if not number 1 of everything we've heard so far. And that's surprising because going into this album, I wanted songs like Disease and Abracadabra and Perfect Celebrity. I wanted that like messy, dark pop. But because I am a basic pop girl at heart, of course, LoveDrug, which I think combines so many different facets from so many different eras of pop music, of course that's the one I'm going to love. Are you fucking kidding me? What a strong start to the second half of this album, and what a good pick-me-up in the middle of it. I think she might have realized that like these last 3 songs, Vanish Into You, Killah, and Zombieboy, were a little bit more straying away from what we know as the classic structure of a pop song, and then purposefully put LoveDrug right in the middle. No, I think it's perfectly placed. It's so perfectly crafted. This may end up being my favorite song on the album. I don't want to, speak too far in advance, but love LoveDrug. So good. That's taking us into track 9, which is the only other song I've heard pieces of. That is How Bad Do You Want Me? And from what I've heard, people really fuck with this song. I first heard it because I am a big Taylor Swift fan. For those of you who aren't new, you definitely know this, but if you are new, I listen to and talk about so much Taylor on this channel. There is a playlist of videos dedicated to them. Once you're finished with this video, if you'd like to check any of that out, it's all gonna be in the description. But it came across my timeline when Mayhem came out because a lot of people were making jokes that it sounds very Taylor, that it sounds like a 1989 vault track. But then aside from like the Taylor jokes, it sounds like everybody really likes this song. I'm not gonna lie, I've heard bits of it, so I'm not going into this one blind. I do have an idea of what it sounds like. I feel like we're all gonna have a fun time with track 9.
The good girl in your dreams is meant your loving me. I know you wish that she.
This is, I love. Okay, sorry, that wasn't a sentence. Those like boing sounds, they keep bouncing between my headset. Like every other bounce is like to the left ear and the right ear, like over and over. I love when songs do that. Can pop artists keep doing that like forever for me, please? Thanks.
You're not the guy that she's, and you're afraid that she might leave. Cause if I get too close, she might scream. How bad, bad do you want me? Cause you like my hair, my ripped up jeans. You like the bad girl I got in me. She's on your mind like all the time. But I've got a tattoo for us last week. Even good boys bleed. How bad, bad do you want me? How bad, bad do you want me? How bad, bad do you want me? Cause you hate the crash, but you love the rush. And I'll make your heart wake every time you hear my name. Cause she's in your brain and I'm here to kiss you in real life. About to cause a scene. How bad, bad do you want me?
Okay, a lot of things to say right now. One, yeah, the jokes are kind of right. It sounds very, I won't say like Taylor, but it does sound like 2014 era of pop music. And this song has a lot of those aspects that you would find in music and pop during that time. The bouncy synths and a lot of the vocal ad-libs, I think, make that era of pop so distinct from other eras of pop. And also like the louder vocalization and like the big synthy chorus, everything about it is just that era of pop that I think Taylor during that time is very famous for, which is why I think people make that connection. And 1989, when it came out in 2014, was such a like revolutionary pop album. But whether it's Taylor or Gaga or any other pop artist who is also doing that sound, I'm a huge fan of it. This is that style of pop that made me fall in love with the genre altogether. Like around the same time in 2015, Ellie Goulding released an album called Delirium. If we were opening the conversation of pop Bible and pop perfection and that era of the genre, people need to be talking about Delirium. We may even do a reaction to it on the channel, for God's sakes, because it is pop perfection. And there's so many elements of that album and that sound in How Bad Do You Want Me? It's not just Taylor. There's so many artists who are doing so much beautiful pop music at that time that Gaga is taking these pieces of and putting them into this song, which has such a good narrative in it as well. This is so much more than just the production of the song. What she's saying, the story she's telling, like it almost got me a little bit emotional, like locking into the lyrics, what she was talking about. Being in a relationship and thinking about the type of person your significant other might have in their head and how that might differ from who you are, to make you ask the question, how bad do you want me? With this version of someone in your head that you want, knowing that's different than who I am, are you going to feed into the what ifs of someone else, or are you going to choose me? How bad do you want me? Such a good narrative with such a good production underneath. I thought that my top 3 were going to be like the first 3 of the album, but now it's looking like LoveDrug and How Bad Do You Want Me maybe taking some of those spots.
How bad, bad do you want me? Oh, 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 you love a good girl. Oh, 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 you love a good girl. Bad. Oh, 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 you make a bad girl. Oh, 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 you make a bad girl mad. A psychotic love theme. How bad do you want me? That girl in your head ain't real. How bad do you want me for real? Oh, 'cause you like my hair, my ripped up jeans. You like the bad girl that got in me. She's on your mind like all the time, but I've got a tattoo for us last week. Even good boys bleed. How bad, bad do you want me? How bad, bad do you want me? How bad? Tell me. 'Cause you hate the crash, but you love the rush. And I'll make your heart wake every time you hear my name when she's on your brain.
perfect. The narrative, vocals, the instrumentation, the ad-libs, the classic pop song structure, everything about this song is a 10 out of fucking 10. The start of the second half of the album is just unbelievable. It's taking us into track 10, Don't Call Tonight.
Don't call the night, don't call the night, don't call the night. I can't believe all the things that you said to me tonight, to me tonight, to me tonight. Stars are descending, the street signs go by, a lonely ride, I need to cry to feel alive. You pull me close and knock me down, then I beg to come back around. I'm so addicted to your lies. Oh, and in the mirror I get weak as the girl staring back at me. They're your eyes, they're your eyes. Don't call tonight unless you wanna hurt me. Don't call tonight, it's not because you care. Don't call tonight, tomorrow you'll desert me. I can hear everything you're saying from here. Don't call tonight, don't call tonight. Saturday morning.
Ooh, okay. This one's fun. This one, I think, embodies dealing with these feelings of, I know you're bad for me, but I'm kind of addicted to it. You make me feel nothing but everything at the same time. But knowing that it's because of the attention that you're getting that keeps drawing you back into it. So saying, don't call tonight, because if you do, I know what I'm gonna do. At first I was a little worried about the instrumentation because I wasn't in love with it, but then we got into the chorus and it feels very natural for the song. This may fall in the same camp as Vanish Into You for me, where it may just be a matter of time of me needing a little bit more exposure to it to understand it better. But so far, I'm not hating it.
Don't call tonight unless you wanna hurt me. Don't call tonight. Driving home to your favorite song and you scream so loud 'cause you're all alone and your heart beats fast 'cause you're in the zone and you know you're where you belong. Driving home to your favorite song and you scream so loud 'cause you're all alone and your heart beats fast 'cause you're in the zone and then you hear the phone. Don't call tonight unless you wanna hurt me. Don't call tonight, it's not because you care. Don't call tonight, tomorrow you'll desert me. I can hear everything you're saying from here. Don't call tonight, don't call tonight unless you wanna hurt me. Don't call tonight, don't call tonight, don't call tonight.
Okay, yeah, that one's fun. I can't tell where it came from, maybe mostly because of her vocal performance toward like the bridge and end of the song. I got this image of an artist like Joan Jett performing this, and it kind of like put all these pieces together that this is so heavily influenced from kind of an older pop scene. And it also reminded me, again, with this idea of blending old pop and new pop, old Gaga, new Gaga, you know, this whole trend that we got going on. A lot of these instrumentations reminded me of something that an artist like Dua Lipa would release today. So with the vocal performance of Joan Jett and the instrumentation of Dua Lipa, again, kind of blending different eras of pop together and what that might sound like, I think that makes Don't Call Tonight make a lot of sense. And I think Gaga bringing that to life in her way and through her lens, I think makes a really successful song. And I think maybe I just need a bit more time to sit with it before I can call it one of my favorites on the album, but it is a very strong song on this track list. Leading us into track 11, Shadow of a Man.
Standing in the shadow of another man, lonely as the streets pass me by. When I get this feeling, I can't get enough, 'cause I stop believing and my voice gets loud. Now I get this feeling, I can't get enough, 'cause I won't be used for my love and left out to cry. I don't wanna fit into the darkness tonight. Show me the light. I don't wanna be the one to fall off the night. To come alive, I have to be there. I prefer to be there. Watch me, I swear. I'll dance in the shadow of a man. Hard to be the yellow in a purple sky.
Okay. This isn't the first song in this album to have this kind of style of instrumental, but she does it in a what feels like a new way with this one, where she kind of plays with the melody and how it sits on top of this instrumental for the chorus. That I think is really fun. I like the speed that she's saying things. I like the rhythm that she's creating with the vocal, but at the moment it's sitting kind of at the same level as the other songs that have a similar sound. That got so much better as it kept going. There's something that she does at like the final choruses of a lot of these songs that elevates it for me. That's what I'm saying. That I love when pop music has these little trends that make the genre what it is, and one of those being an elevated end chorus. And she has that at a lot of the end of these songs. That I think when you elevate it like that, it makes the song better. I don't know. My humble little opinion. It did for that song at least. Taking us to track 12, The Beast.
Turn on the music. Touch your face, cause I see panic. Who ring the alarm? I see you shivering, your eyes afraid, your soul is gone. You're out of breath, tick tock, you're almost out of time. Yeah.
What a different sound. I was thinking though, it is about time for a switch up, similarly to Killah at the first half of the album, where she kind of hits a couple of the same beats and then switches it up a little bit, and then a couple more of the same beats or a couple more of a different vibe, and then switching it up again, keeping the listener on their toes and creating an exciting and interesting listening experience. That's what The Beast is doing now at the end of the second half of the album, which famously starts to drop off as listeners make their way through an album. I think that artists try to find ways to maintain the attention when some listeners may be getting listening fatigue. So it makes sense for The Beast to be switching up the energy. And there's no other song on this album that sounds like this. So I'm interested to see where this goes.
You can't help who you are. 11:59. Your heart's racing, you're growling, and we both know why. Yeah, we both know why.
This is a horny ass song. No, this vibe is really cool. And I think that the instrumentation creates this environment that's really lustful, but also really dark, which if I had to guess would be the exact vibe that she was going for. So as far as I'm concerned, she is knocking it out of the park. It feels so heavy and intriguing, but like in like an alternative way. Something that feels dangerous, but inviting.
The beast inside.
Yeah, solid. I don't know, that one felt pretty straightforward. The production was really good. I think the effects that she brings onto the vocals are really strong, especially for a song that is so close to the end of the album. I think it works. Leading us into the second to last track, Blade of Grass.
Lovers kiss in a garden made of thorns. Traces of lonely words, illusions torn. You said, how does a man like me love a woman like you? I said, hold me until I die and I'll make you brand new. Come on and wrap that blade of grass around my finger.
I was waiting for a song like this. And an album that is so overproduced in the best way, I feel like it is pretty standard to have some underproduced song, most of the time in a good way as well, that strips the instrumentation back to offer a more vulnerable point in the album, typically toward the end. And when I heard the piano in the beginning, started writing along with her through the lyrics, and I think the story is cute. I do think that at the tempo we're going and the instrumentation given, it feels like it drags just a little bit, which may be the intention, but it really does feel like the energy of the album kind of slopes down pretty steeply. Not like you're falling off of a cliff, because the Beast kind of slowed things down a little, but if the Beast slowed things down, then it feels like Blade of Grass is hitting the brakes even harder.
Come on and wrap that blade of grass around my finger like a gas, and we'll make it last.
Yeah, not a fave on the album, but I appreciate that it's there. I think there are fun ways to introduce vulnerability in like an overly produced pop song. I think happy sounding songs with sad lyrics is such a good place to be in pop. But I think that the underproduced, more emotional, more vulnerable moments can really bring something to an album. And I think that this song will do that for a lot of listeners. It unfortunately didn't land very well with me, but because it's there, I'm appreciative that it's there. It takes us to the last track, track 14, Die With a Smile. Looking at the over 2 billion streams on this song, holy shit, I am shocked that I haven't heard it. I knew it existed. I didn't know it was a part of this album, but I haven't heard it. So let's change that.
I just woke up from a dream where you and I had to say goodbye, and I don't know what it all means, but since I survived I realized wherever you go, that's where I'll follow. Nobody's promised tomorrow, so I'ma love you every night.
Okay, so I have heard this. I've only heard that part on TikTok, I think, but I haven't heard it in full. So this is like half true that I haven't heard it before. Anyway.
Lost in the words that we scream. I don't even want to do this anymore, 'cause you already know what you mean to me, and our love's the only war worth fighting for. Wherever you go, that's where I'll follow. Nobody's promised tomorrow, so I'ma love you every night like it's the last night, like it's the last night. If the world was ending, I'd wanna be next to you. I'd wanna be next to you.
Okay. I feel similarly about Die With a Smile as I do Blade of Grass. Even though it's not for me, I'm happy it exists because it's there. Not that I know literally anything about making an album, but if I were to make any alteration, it would probably be to just slice it off after track 12 and end with The Beast. Because it felt like it was kind of hard to move past the end of The Beast into a song that felt like it was slowing down even more and ending even more. And the ending of Blade of Grass feeling very final and feeling very like we've been hitting on the brakes this last like 3 minutes, now the brakes are hit. It feels like it's done, to then into Die With A Smile, which is pretty low energy as well. Kind of feels like it's been the end of the album for like 2-ish songs. On my first listen, in my opinion. Clearly over 2 billion streams, people love this song, and I think that Lady Gaga, being the artist that she is, made all the right decisions in crafting this album and the track list. But just how the songs landed for me, the last 3 songs felt like it had been the end of the album for a minute now. But yeah, that's Mayhem in its entirety. What a strong ass album. Even though there were a couple songs sprinkled in there that maybe weren't made for me, they were made for someone else, and there are a lot of those someone else's out there who are going to love each and every song on this album. The ones that stood out to me were Disease, Abracadabra, Garden of Eden, Perfect Celebrity, LoveDrug, and How Bad Do You Want Me. Some honorable mentions that I think, given some time, are going to end up being some underdog favorites for me are maybe Vanish Into You, Don't Call Tonight, and Shadow of a Man. I feel like the only thing that's keeping me from saying those are my favorites are aspects of the production that just aren't really in my rotation of like pop sounds that I like. But as an album, everything feels very cohesive and makes so much sense as a body of work. And I'm so proud of Gaga for honing in on music that feels authentic to her over these last couple albums. I feel like that was a big theme for Chromatica and a big theme continued into Mayhem, that she is just becoming familiar again with her attachment to her music and her expression in her music, and I couldn't be happier. If you guys were into this, let me know in the comments your thoughts on Mayhem. I'd love to start a conversation about this album, maybe gain some perspective that I don't have. Don't hesitate to drop your thoughts down there, and while you're in the area, check out the description of the videos that I've got and the playlists in there. I'm sure you're gonna find something that you like, and if you're not subscribed, it's totally free to do. And in the year 2025, when literally nothing is free anymore, hit subscribe and that like button. That would mean the world to me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.